Hello everyone. So here I am in my little filming studio. So here I am set up, ready to go. And today, what I thought I'd do is have a look at these beautiful pastes from Colour Passion. And we'll have a look at how we can do colour test cards or sheets, or however you want to do it, but how we can show using the same paste, we can achieve different depth of colour. And therefore, when you are choosing your colours to go together, instead of just looking at what they look like in the jar, you have a true representation of how the colour looks once it's mixed with resin and it's on paper, white surface, or if it's on wood. It gives you a real indication of how it will look in your product so that you can put different colours together and colour match better. And so that's the idea today. And what I'm going to do, I could go through all of these different colours here, but I'm going to just put some aside and we'll just do colour groups. So say we could do greens, or we could do blues, or we could just do, reds or pink, whatever. You can choose whatever you want to do on your colour card. But I'm going to go through, say for example, let's do blues today, and then we can go from there. All right, so let's get some, I'm going to go off screen, mix up my resin, using Pugio resin today, and then I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, so the colours I've chose to work with today are Michelle Shimmer. Now I'm sorry about my lighting is not very good in this room at the moment. I do need to investigate some lighting, but we'll make the most of it. We've got the sun out a bit at the moment behind a cloud, so it will brighten up. This one is Aqua Sea, so I'm presuming that's going to have a touch of maybe greeny in it. I'm not sure. We'll see. Blue Luster, which is a lovely colour. Look at that. That's the, can you see that better? That way it's a dark Michelle. I like that Michelle Shimmer. Spearmint. It's like a greeny blue, obviously. Kimmy Shimmer. Should we put more upside? No, let's not put more upside down because then it's a mess on the. And then of course Icky. Those are the colours I'm going to use today. So Icky Finks Shimmer, I think is more of a, has got a purple hue in it than blue. But I'll show you what I'm going to do. I will test it because I'm actually intrigued by it to see what it is. I think it's a purple. But anyway, these are just some blues just to show you what I do to make a colour chart. Now, I've got my board. I want to make sure I've got a level surface on my table. This table's actually pretty level as it is, but this is slightly off. So what I've done here, you can see here, that is spot on. I don't know if you can see from that angle really, but to do that, make sure it is spot on. What I do is I get a board and I go round and I put my sticks in and measure it all. Like I'll work out how many sticks I need in the area. Then I turn my board over and I've kept the sticks in that area. I put them back on and I stick them in place so I know that they're always there. And then when I turn it over on my surface, I have as close as darn it to a level board as you can get. That's how I make my level board. Okay. Now there's two ways in which we can do these colour charts. So the first way we could do it, this is just some contact paper. You could do it with a shiny card, whatever you want to do. I wouldn't say porous paper. You can do it on porous paper. You could give that a try, but I think you would find that the resin will soak through and it'll stick to whatever's underneath. So unless you've got a silicone mat down or something else. But I think it'll be harder to get a true representation. This is contact paper, and so it is not going to absorb into it properly, but with it being a white background, it'll show the colours up better. Okay, So you could do it as a thin strip like this, or you could do a thick one. And then what you do is, say for example, this is going to be a blue sheet. Let's move those ones out of the way. Then what we would do, I would pencil them in for my blues, but so that I know which one's which, I could go, let's just, I write at an angle, sorry, so I could just go Aqua Sea, just lightly, right? And then Kimmy Shimmer, okay? And then this one, I'll just shove on the end at the minute for today's example. Icky Finks Shimmer. Okay, all right, so there's our blue chart. What we do is we mix the paste with our resin, and we first of all put like a dot, and then the second one will be maybe 2 dots of colour, and then the third one will be 3 dots of colour. So that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it, let me show you these. So these are tongue suppressed. So what we could also do is go Icky Finks, Spearmint, Shell Shimmer. That one's got a crack in it, so I'm not doing that one. That one's warped. Blue Luster, Kimmy Shimmer, and Aqua Sea. All right, and then what we could do is, if you want to, you could either do it on the wood or get your Rust-Oleum spray paint and spray them white so that they've got a base, or maybe do half in white and then half in wood, and that way you can see your tests on the different surfaces on the wood to see if there's a colour variant. So you want to test sort of different ways to get a true representation of what the colour is going to look like. So when you need to look at your samples, you'll have an idea that you can put these sticks together and go, well, does that spearmint go with Icky Finks? Yeah, and you can put them together and do that. Does that make sense? So what I'm going to do is I am going to give it a quick spray. So I'm going to go outside and I'll be back shortly once I have done my spray paint. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've just mixed up a very small quantity. So I've done 10 mils of A and 10 mils of B. Okay, and I've just given that a mix for 3 minutes until it's completely stirred. I've wiped down the edges, I've scraped off my stick. I've got a silicone stick here which makes it easier. And I've got a couple of silicone cups here, put that over that side. A couple of silicone mixing cups here which I'm going to use for my colours. And now you can see, let's just move it up a little bit so it's in the sunshine. And you can see the depth of that colour ingredients of adding 1 drop at a time, 1 dip at a time. And then you leave that to cure, because it will cure different from being like this in its mixture to being dry. So let's do 2 spoons again. So I'm just going to put some music on and I'm just going to keep going through with each of the colours as my neighbours are playing basketball right now next to me. And so I'll put some music on and you can watch and see.
was sitting at a cafe, staring out the window, dreaming of a love like fire. Every moment led me to something, but I never could get higher. I was thinking one day maybe it happened. I believe in the magic, but fairy tales are lies. Mama always said, remember, do good, stay classy. Forget the things that just don't matter, and you'll be happy. It might not be so perfect, but it will be worth it if you're true to who you are. So love me like my biggest fan. Just love me the way no one can. Rediscover happiness, be all that I can be. More freedom, a little less lonely, and love me, and love me. I can be funny, I can be lovely, I can be what you dream of. But I've been patient and I'm sick of waiting. Maybe I just won't find love. Every time I think I met the right guy, then it turns into ashes. 'Cause fairy tales are lies. Mama always said, remember, do good, stay classy. Forget the things that just don't matter, and you'll be happy. It might not be so perfect, but it will be worth it if you're true to who you are. So love me like my biggest fan. Just love me the way no one can. Rediscover happiness, be all that I can be. More freedom, a little less lonely, and love me, yeah. Mama said, you better stay classy. Mama said, you better be happy. So love me like my biggest fan. Just love me the way no one can. Rediscover happiness, be all that I can be.
All right, do a bit of a close-up. I've put the flash on, but I'm not sure how it's going to help. And if I get too close, it goes a little bit blurry. See, I squashed them together. Darn it. Anyway, you can see the colour variance. Easier to see when you've got the light on. All right. There you go anyway. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I hope you like this little idea. But you can see here, see if I can get it in the light. You can see the natural colours. So there you go. Can you see that shimmer? So you can see the different shades. So that's against the wood stick. And then if we turn it round, that's against the white. So you can use this stick to compare your, your colours together, what you want. So you might say, for example, spearmint. Don't look at my shoes out there. Spearmint. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Does the spearmint, isn't that gorgeous? Does the spearmint go with Kimmy Shimmer? And you might put the two colours together and go, yeah, the middle one goes with the bottom one, or the bottom one goes with the top one, or, I'm just saying, I'm just you know, and again, wood and white background, so you can see if there's any difference in the shades of the colours of the same pigments. And then, I'll go up there, sorry. So looking at Michelle's shimmer in the Natural Daylight. Isn't that gorgeous? That is really stunning. Yeah. And then this one is Blue Luster in the Natural Daylight. Look at that. You can see the luster in it. You can see it twinkling. And it doesn't matter how little you've used. You can see in each level of opaqueness or opacity, you can see it twinkle. Isn't that amazing how different it can be just by adding that extra dot of colour, of pigment paste? Amazing. And then Aqua C, which I thought might have a little bit touch more green in it, but it didn't. Or maybe it has got it, but I can't see it anyway. There's maybe a fraction of it. But I love the colour. That blue is just lovely. And even the deep blue. So you can see where you can get, by adding the extra pigment with the extra amount of pigment paste with the same resin, you can get that variant. When you're doing an ocean pour, for example, a beach pour, you can get that depth in your water just by pouring your more translucent first, nearer the shore, add a bit more colour to the same mix, pour the next layer, add a little bit more colour to the same mix and pour the back layer, and you've got your levels of colour, and it looks more natural because it's actually the same pigment, even though it looks very different. So that blends better like that by doing it. So isn't that gorgeous? Anyway, so that's where we're at. Oh, that's there. So there we go. We've got Aqua C, Kimmy Shimmer, and Blue Luster, Michelle Shimmer, Spearmint, and then Icky Finks. And yeah, the Icky Finks, you can tell, is definitely purple. But spectacular, actually. Really, really lovely. So there you go. If you have liked this video, please don't forget, you can subscribe. It doesn't cost you a penny. It takes a second of your time. And if you like it, if you like the content and you've learned something from this, please share this video around with your other artist friends and friends. Get them to share it too. Because the more people that see it, the more people that subscribe, the more people that like it will help my channel grow. And therefore I can make more of these type of contents if this is what you want to see. Or let me know in the comments what you want me to do for you. And I'm happy to help if I can. Go ahead and subscribe now. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now.